My name is Ken Carlonie. I got a bachelor's and master's at the University of Connecticut and a PhD in forest ecology from Oregon State University. I brought down the kiln to do trainings with 3 of the bands of Pomo people down here, which was really just really great. Really has been a very fun experience. And so our job was to come down, bring the kiln down, and demonstrate it so that later on in another couple of weeks, I'll come down with 4 sets of kilns like that, so that each of the bands will get their own kiln and be able to start doing this work on their own parts of their reservation. But our approach is to use the heat of the fire that's on top of that kiln to make charcoal, which stores that carbon, so it doesn't release the carbon into the atmosphere, and it stores it in a form that's very difficult for microbes in the soil to break down. So the half-life of that charcoal, when it gets into the soil, is over 1,000 years. So it's a great climate solution. But also at the same time, all of the cell structure is still in there from the wood. So all those little pores remain after you char that wood into charcoal. And so it holds more water, holds more nutrients, and makes cavities for the beneficial microbes that are plant partners that are actually helping the plants grow. And so if you increase plant growth, you increase photosynthesis, which captures even more carbon from the atmosphere. So it's not only it's a solution for forest health and forest management, but it's also a climate solution as well.
Hi, I'm Maggie Craig. I am a biochar educator and technician and student. I want people to walk away from this workshop understanding how they can facilitate a circular system of quote-unquote waste as a resource and turning it into something that's going to last for a long time and do right by the earth and water. I want people to understand their place in the present moment in relationship to the land that they're on. So we're burning on ancestral Pomo land. Conceptual understanding can go out the window. So I think that they really complement one another to embody the technical understanding by doing it and seeing the fire and feeling the fire and also seeing the results of your burn. It's not only connecting the soil community, it's connecting people by, I have all these invasives that need burning, I have a brush pile over here, could I bring it to your burn? And so far the scale that I've been doing this work and the workshops that I get to participate and lead out east have been all welcome in the community to it. The ideas of what to do with the products of the burn from the Hopland and Potter Valley band folks is really beautiful, and I'm really curious how their ideas pan out. Trevor of Hopland was telling the group a lot about how he wants to use the charred logs for algae control and shoring up the banks of streams for erosion control, and yeah, that's a beautiful idea.
Trevor Partita. I'm with the Hopland Band of Pomo Indians. I'm the environmental director. Previously to this demonstration, I knew very little about the benefits of biochar, but after understanding the many uses of it, I know that it can help us with our water quality issues. It can help us with our community garden and water filtration. I think it's helpful for our people to understand that fire is a tool for us to use.
All right, I'm Nathan Rich with the Potter Valley tribe and environmental coordinator. this is my first hands-on experience. I've coordinated a few of these, but this is the first time I've been so close, and I think it has some applications for us. The soil remediation that can happen with this at the end, and what we do with the biochar, I think it can have some very significant. It can help some of our programs with growing food and getting our soil back to the level that we want it, so that we can grow. We can get the plants and the animals where we need them to be.
My name is Kyle Farmer, and I raise cattle, sheep, and hay here in Potter Valley. I mean, the way that these guys have built this really modular panels, we could bring this tool anywhere. They've also created a design that will work better with some slope, which I think makes it much more applicable to this region. The challenge is always hand labor, but it's pretty enjoyable work. Everybody likes being around a campfire. So this has potential when it comes to forest thinning projects, the kind of road adjacent fuel work we need to do a lot of. One thing you'll notice sometimes next to the road is people will do a lot of really great fuel work, but maybe they'll be putting it all on the ground. And that can actually mean that if there's a fire there, your hose could get burnt up, dragging it over burning logs. So I could imagine these kind of setups moving around and cleaning up some of that understory lop and scatter. Yeah. I know also I don't grow grapes, but I see people burning grape piles. If with the right financial tools and incentives around the carbon benefits of this approach, I could imagine, as people are turning over their vineyards, or maybe even with their seasonal prunings, there could be ways to integrate this technology into daily agricultural life.
I think for a young person to really, feel in a physical way that the work that they're doing is work that really, makes a difference and makes the world a better place in a very tangible way.
Hey, I'm Maggie, and this week we've been making biochar with the Hopland band of Pomo Indians, the Potter Valley band of Pomo Indians, and farmers of the area, and it's been an honor.